Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and today we're doing another seasonal championship. This one is called All Star Style. And yeah, once again we're in A-class cars. One car per select country for this World Cup kind of theme, which I'm actually really rather enjoying, especially since they do seem to change up the cars quite regularly. It's not often that you get the same car in each championship. Though I do think we have a Toyota GR Supra again, so I can't remember if we actually used that in the last episode, but regardless, let's see what other cars we're going to be getting in and what races we're going to be doing. So yeah, these are street scene races, and we've got the choice of the BMW M2 Coupe, the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat, the Lamborghini Diablo SV, one of my favourite Lamborghinis that is, the Lotus Exige S, the Peugeot 207 Super 2000, and like I said, the Toyota GR Supra. So yeah, I really rather like the M2, the Diablo and the Lotus. So yeah, I think to get our eye in, we'll start with the Lotus. It's the most dependable out of the lot, not exactly the least powerful either. It's only 20 horsepower down the BMW. A lot less in the way of torque, but also a lot less in the way of weight as well. So yeah, and the handling, as you can see, 6.3 for the handling and 5.4 for the braking, and yeah, that's better than the BMW is. So let's see what the Lotus can do first, and then we'll gauge from this what kind of other vehicles we're going to be going up against, what kind of races we're going to be doing. I'm pretty sure all street scene races are point to point, so yeah, no learning the course lap by lap, which can make it a little bit more difficult. This is a pretty good Lotus, even though it's far heavier than a lot of other Lotus vehicles that have been produced. But even though it is heavier than such other vehicles, it's still by no means a slouch in terms of handling, braking or acceleration. Especially since it's got a much larger engine than you usually get in a Lotus. Only the Esprit V8 ever had a bigger engine than this. Probably can hear it's supercharged as well, which is always a nice treat to hear that, especially on a modern vehicle where it's not all that common. Even though it's only got a little bit more in the way of power than the Supra there, and a little bit less in the way of the torque, it's purely because of how light this is that the power difference is, especially in terms of the torque, doesn't make a blind bit of difference. 10 extra horsepower when you're weighing a lot less does make a difference. Yeah, this Lotus is pretty quick. Supercharger whine just dominates everything though. I have my TV on the normal setting I have when recording, and even now I can hear it loud and clear. That's how loud it is. But unlike a turbocharger, you're going to have no lag with a supercharger, meaning that power is always there. roar across the finish line at 158 miles an hour. With what I think is a convincing lead as well. Yeah, there they are, just about crossing the line. How far of a gap was there between us? Quite a gap, more than 6 seconds ahead of the Supra, more than 7 seconds ahead of the Peugeot 207. And yeah, the Lamborghini Diablo SV, despite being a big powerful V12 engine car, only in 10th. So yeah, I am going to choose the Diablo at some point in this episode, but it's a bit of a shame that it's all the way down there. But nonetheless, let's get on to the second race and yeah, see how we deal with that next course. Right, so like with all street scene races, this is going to be another point-to-point one, and we're going to go for the Diablo. It's got pretty much the same kind of handling as a Lotus, actually, despite the massive size of this Lamborghini and the far larger weight. But it's definitely got the far bigger engine, far more power and torque as well, with that V12 5.7 litre engine. So yeah, plenty of power. It's second most powerful car here, only with the Hellcat being any more powerful, but it does have the more cylinders. And yeah, I'd definitely say this would be able to outpace the Hellcat in terms of handling. So yeah, I love this car, so we're going to get in it purely out of personal choice more than logic. But hopefully it will meet expectations and at least give us a podium position. But yeah, I would be surprised if it gave us a win. But if it doesn't, we'll still have fun driving it at the end of the day. So that's all that counts as far as I'm concerned. Definitely gonna have the top speed over everyone else as well. Pretty sure this could top 200 mile an hour. And the reason I feel like this would have struggled to get to first place is because the braking isn't as good as other cars, because it's obviously one of the more older vehicles. It's a little bit leery at times because of all of that power. It's got a lot of grip at times, but then it will suddenly run out and it will snap on you. Oh dear. Oh, my awful driving will get us into an issue as well. It will struggle around slower, tighter corners as well. Toyota's coming around us. It is pretty good on long sweeping corners. It's just stuff like this that's coming up now that it's not particularly good at. Got a lot of understeer at times. Oh, but the Toyota slid out. That's helped us. Because even though we can lose grip at a moment's notice because of those big fat tyres, we do have all of the grip when we're going slower and when we're coming out of corners. So it's a big advantage of this over that Toyota, which definitely has skinnier tyres. I did not see that that was a solid tree there. Oh dear, go around. Well, that was definitely a more uncomposed race there. The Lotus was definitely the car that kept its composure a lot better than that did, but a win is a win at the end of the day, and it was surprising as well. But I think because of those Toyotas having a little bit less in the way of grip when coming out of the corner is what helped us there, gave us that bit of a breathing room. So yeah, another 20 points there. With the Supras lining up behind us, and then the Peugeot. The other Lamborghini Diablo made up some ground there, but yeah, still 40 points. So yeah, but we are only 8 points ahead, so there's still kind of everything to play for, so we can't really relax for the third and final race. Let's get out there and see what happens. Right, with the Diablo giving us a surprising win there, we're going to play it a little bit safe by going for something more modern. It's the newest car here. Yep, outside of the Super that is, but more powerful than the Super by a long shot in terms of torque and power. And yeah, got a fair decent amount in the way of weight. It's a little bit heavier than the Toyota, but not by much. Not enough to really offset the extra power that it's got as well. And 5.7, 4.6 is around about the same as the Toyota in terms of handling and braking and the like. It's not the best M-class vehicle from, you know, BMW, but especially since, you know, it's like the kind of baby version. But yeah, it's still pretty good in its own right, and it's got good balance, and yeah, should hopefully do well in. Third most powerful engine out of the choices. Like so many BMWs, this is quite tail happy. Something you've got to keep an eye on, keeping under control. Watch it, Toyota, no need to slam into me like that. Alright, just got the Peugeots to beat now. And these do have all-wheel drive and pretty quick acceleration, but they run out of top speed, run out of, you know, being able to gain speed quite quickly, so we'll take advantage of that. But we are awful on brakes there. It's entirely my fault. Got plenty of torque and seem to be struggling up the hills. Oh dear. Right for the brick wall, that does not help. They are speed killers, they are. Reel in the Peugeot. we just about made it. Well, surprisingly, the second newest car here was the one that had the biggest struggle in terms of gaining that first place position. But we did it eventually. But it was, yeah, it was a lot tougher. Surprisingly, not quite that composed, to be honest. Kind of on the Diablo side of lack of composure there. But yeah, still 20 points that gets us the championship overall. Ahead of the Peugeot 207 in second, and the Toyota Supra in third. So yeah, overall, reasonably decent championship there. Not my favourite run of cars. The Diablo there is pretty much my only properly favourite car, but the BMW there is a fine car, and the Lotus is pretty fun as well. But yeah, that Diablo is still the only all-time favourite out of the ones we chose from. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.